Alright guys, it's Eagle52 and today I'm going to be talking about my surprise catch at a local pond that we went to. It's about an hour and a half away. Well, it's not local. But I was using a buzzbait when I got this catch. This is a Booyah buzzbait with an extra piece for making noise, and it's, I think, chartreuse with black flake and white and red eyes. And it's a pretty high dollar buzzbait. I think it's glow in the dark. I don't know if it is or not. But I'm throwing this, and it was getting to towards the end of the day, and I was still fishing. I was like, let me have a couple more casts at this end of the pond. And he's like, alright, fine. I went fishing with my buddy and his son. It's my dad's friend. He's my friend too because he's my fishing buddy. I go fishing with him all the time. So I'm like, let me get a couple more casts in. He's like, alright, fine. We'll be waiting. And his son, there's a park right next to the pond. His son goes plays at the park. His son's like 9, I think. I don't know. He goes and plays at the park, and then my buddy stays back, and he's watching me, and he's giving me tips and pointers. He's spotting the fish for me because he had polarized glasses, and it was sunny and all that. And it was like 5 or 6, and it was still pretty sunny for that time. And we were getting ready to leave. And I'm like, let me get a couple more casts in. And he's like, fine. And I'm throwing my bait caster with this buzz bait. And all of a sudden, I go over this one spot real close to the shore. I'm like, and all of a sudden, there's a bunch of ripples, and the water starts going crazy and all that. And there's a bit of splash, and I'm like, what was that? And he's like, I don't know, it might be a big fish. Cast it out again. Because there's the fish in there are huge. It's not like small. This guy built this pond and stocked this pond on his own, and he wouldn't let anybody fish it for a couple years so the fish could grow a bit bigger. But now he lets only a few people fish it still because he still wants bigger fish. And there's some big fish. I think like the smallest fish in there is probably a pound, like an actual quality fish that would bite. And I'm like, alright, and I cast it out again. And this is like a pretty small pond. It's like, oh, I can't gauge that, but it's a pretty small pond. And I'm casting it out. And I cast it out again over that spot where I got them ripples when my buzzbait went over it. And I'm reeling, I get to that spot, went over it, and all of a sudden, boom, my buzzbait goes flying down. It just gets sucked under, and I'm like, what? I'm like, there was no ripples, it just went completely down. I'm like, what the frick? And I set the hook, and I felt something on there. It was snagged, or I thought it was snagged or something, because there wasn't no tugging. But I knew it wasn't a snag because it didn't just stop. It was like a quick tug, and then it just stopped. And I'm like, what the frick? So he's like, pull it in. And I'm like, alright, let me do it. And I'm pulling it as hard as I can. And all of a sudden, I see a shell come up on top of the water. I'm like, oh boy, what is that? And I see, and I finally get a good glimpse at it. And it's this alligator snapping turtle. I'm like, oh boy. If you don't know what them things are, go look it up on YouTube or Google or something, because they're vicious. So I hooked that alligator snapping turtle in the mouth, and he bent my buzzbait. I fixed it now, but the blade was bent down here. It was bent like down to there. And I'm like, crap. Because this is a high dollar buzzbait. This is like $7, I think. And I'm like, you son of a gun. So he breaks off, and I'm like, I'll catch him again. I'm getting him now. And because I just wanted to look at him pretty bad. And so he gets up there, and I decided to throw this jig out on him. It's a Strike King jig with a spinnerbait attachment, and I threw that out there, and I took the spin attachment off of it and just threw the jig, and I ended up hooking him in the lake, and I was pulling him in, and I got him out of the water, and we had to unhook him and all that. But his son he's like, oh, you caught the biggest thing today, and I'm like, yeah. But that's my surprise catch, guys. So thanks for watching. Please rate, subscribe, and comment. And if you guys have any tips, I'm looking to get Man's jelly worms. If you guys know they're good and like using them and you produce fish with them, let me know, because I want to get them, but I don't know if they would work around here. I fish in pretty big lakes and ponds and all that. At some river systems like the Illinois Canal and Illinois River, but let me know, guys. Thanks. Eagle 52 is out. Bye.